Today, find out who the student body's new vice president is and a marijuana bust at the Osprey Hall, plus a recap of this weekend's River City Rumble. That's all coming up right here on Spinnaker News. Hello Ospreys, I'm Tedlin Locke and you're watching Spinnaker News on Spinnaker Television. On Friday morning, Student Body President Joseph Turner introduced Christopher Brady as the new vice president. This comes after the resignation of Anthony Stevens. Here's what Turner and Stevens said at the press briefing.
Very saddened by the departure of Vice President Stevens from student government. Tony's been a strong, consistent leader since he began in the Senate 3 years ago. He's been the exemplary vice president, has done a great deal to enhance the student experience. And I'd also like to announce at this time that I've selected Christopher Brady to be the next student body vice president. Chris has a great rapport within SG and around campus, and he is hardworking and dedicated to enhancing the student experience.
And after last semester and seeing how much work it wasn't the right thing for the organization if I would have stayed on.
Brady was not there for Turner's announcement as he had class. Before being appointed, Brady served as Student Government's Director of Analytics and Research. He started his student government career as SG's Budget and Allocations Chairman in spring 2012 and served as the Senate President for the 2013-2014 academic year. Last Wednesday, a student was caught with marijuana at the Osprey Hall. According to UNFPD police report at around 11:40 p.m., an officer was dispatched to the hall due to the smell of marijuana. The student gave the officer permission to enter his room, and when the officer asked if there was anything illegal in his room, the student stated there was. The student then produced a rubber container with marijuana oil, an electronic cigarette, a metal rod with residue, a cardboard paper roll with dryer sheets stuffed inside, and a black zipper case with marijuana residue. The officer requested that the student and his friend, who was also in the room, be sent to student conduct. Looks like we can be expecting some rain in today's forecast, so for your weather update, here's Catherine Marsh.
Good morning, Ospreys. I hope everyone is getting nice and settled into their classes for the semester. I'm Catherine Marsh here with your Spinnaker weather update. Today it's going to warm up a bit as we have a high of 75 degrees and a low of 59 degrees. As you can see in our current conditions, we've got cloudy skies as it already rained earlier this morning. We've also got a 60% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms after 10 a.m., so be careful on your way to class. As we look into tonight, we will still have cloudy skies with a low around 56. There is also a 60% chance of rain with light north winds. Looking at the surf for today, Surfline reports that we are looking at waves from about 3 to 4 feet with further increases throughout the afternoon. We've also got a moderate risk of rip currents. Hopefully the rain doesn't interrupt a nice surfing day. And as for tomorrow, we've got a high in the upper 60s and a low in the low 50s. Well, that's it for your Spinnaker weather update. Now let's take a look at your 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Catherine. Now here's Alex Gatlin with your recap on the River City Rumble.
Good morning, Ospreys. I'm Alex Gatlin, here with your Osprey sports action. Beating a rival is fun, but blowing one out, now that's special. That's what the Osprey men did this weekend at JU. We take it early in the first half as Jalen Nesbitt sets up Chris Davenport for the early 3. Then later in the first half, junior Bebe Daniels cleans up the boards and tips in a bucket to give UNF the lead. The Ospreys would pull away, scoring 51 points in the second half to give them the 86-63 win. UNF advances to 9-9 on the season. They'll be back in action this Wednesday as Conference Flow Florida Gulf Coast comes to town. The women were not so successful as they fell in a heartbreaker. With only 0.6 of a second left, JU would hit a 2-pointer, handing UNF a 54-52 loss. Well, that does it for your Osprey sports action. Back to you, Tedlin.
Thanks, Alex. Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Spinnaker News. But for more on the stories reported today and other stories, you can check out unsspinnaker.com. You can also like the Spinnaker on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFSpinnaker, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UNFSpinnaker. For Catherine Marsh and Alex Gatlin, I'm Tedlin Locke. Have a great day, UNF.